We're here today to celebrate a major victory. 3 months ago, we received word that White Memorial Medical Center was not going to renew our original lease for the land. And when we asked for an alternative lease, we were met with a 30-day notice to vacate. So for the last 3 months, families and supporters of the garden have been spending the night here in the rain, in the cold, in the hail many times to try to keep this garden open and keep it accessible to the community and keep it run by the community.
We know that the hospital has continued with their message that they don't want to remove the garden. They say that they want to keep this a garden, but those of us who have been here for a while and remember all of the efforts that the hospital has made to shut down the garden, the times that they told us that they would not support us with the soil remediation when we found lead in the soil, and that if anything they would shut down the garden because of its toxicity, and we had to learn how to remediate the soil on our own, really Irene doing a lot of the research on that, to the times when they told us that there was too many weeds and so they were going to expand out the hospital and pave over the area and bring bungalows. We remember that, it might not be in writing, they might not have published it in a newspaper, but we're a people of an oral tradition, so when people come here and they tell us orally what they intend to do, we don't forget that. Here at Proyecto Jardín, that we don't just harvest food, but that we harvest relationships, and that we harvest community, because that's always been central, at least from what I've been able to see in the last 9 years, has been central to the culture here. It's not just about how much food can you grow, but how can you build healing and positive relationships among the community here.
The Youth Heal program is an intergenerational program for folks of Boyle Heights to come together and learn how to grow food, and not just learn how to grow food, but also politicize food and kind of talk about food justice. The Youth Heal program is made up of 10 people. We have folks that are like 70 years old, and then there's someone like me, 27-year-old. There's a person that's in 7th grade, so it's a very intergenerational group. We all have different educational backgrounds. We just come from different walks of life.
Well, right now, what I'm growing is I'm growing marigolds, usually used for Day of the Dead. I also have some lettuce, and then I have a little row of cilantro. And right now, I don't know what else I'm gonna throw in on the other row. Well, I first heard about the garden when I was in Bridge Street School, and I was in the 1st grade. I was with one of my teachers. His name was Mr. Carrillo, and we used to stop by to come and do yoga on the mat. My thoughts when I was a little 1st grader was that this place was awesome because there were so many plants, and I would just go into every little area and expect to see the most awesome things like bugs and stuff, because that's what I was into when I was a bit younger. I would tell the people that own the land that Proyecto Jardín has helped me a lot with not just staying out of trouble. It's because I've seen many young people into drugs, and for myself, I wouldn't do any of that because I dedicate mostly all of my time into the planton and just being here at PJ.
So my name is Fanny Ortiz. I'm a single mother of 5. I've been living in Boyle Heights for the last 20 years. I live with my 5 kids and my grandson. My youngest is of special needs, and she just turned 10. I love living here in Boyle Heights. I love the fact that I know that I belong to this community and I'm part of the changes that are happening in the community. And I feel that we all deserve to live with dignity. I'm a survivor of domestic violence, and because of that, I got a lot of blaming. I was blamed because I chose the wrong person. And for several years, I didn't even talk to my younger sister, or we did, but it wasn't a good dialogue or good communications. And since I've been coming here at the garden, I noticed that there's more communication. We can agree to disagree. But I find that this is a place that is connecting me with my family, with my kids. I'm connecting with myself at other levels that I thought I was already connected. But then, you know, you get so focused in the struggle of the community and doing other, you know, projects. But then this is what brings me back to what really matters. And I'm just happy to be part of this movement right now, to be able to support and be part of that change.
Right now, the campaign is in a place, still in an interesting place. Going into our 5th month of the Plantón, we're able to find out who one of the organizations was that White Memorial wanted to bring in. There were originally 2 organizations that White Memorial wanted to bring in and claim that they would be able to produce more food here. One of the organizations backed out because they felt that it just wasn't it was too messy, more than likely. The other organization was finally revealed after they were kept a secret for several months, and that organization is the Roybal Foundation. And so far, we've actually been really excited to work with the Roybal Foundation. We've had several meetings with them already, and they've expressed their concern about the issue with the hospital. And they basically told us that they don't have the capacity to run a soil garden. They've only done aquaponics and only for about a year now. And they only have 2 staff people. So they told us they're not interested in coming in and taking over. And in fact, they've, from what I understand, have told the hospital that they're not really willing to come in and begin their aquaponics system until there's a positive resolution between Proyecto Jardín and the hospital. So we really hope that at this point, the message is coming clear to White Memorial. We hope that their misconception that this is a non-productive garden is starting to dissipate, because this is clearly a productive garden and has a great deal of community support, including from the Roybal Foundation. So we hope soon that they'll do similar to Roybal, that they'll come through to the garden, they'll come down from their offices and meet with us and get to know what we're doing and learn how to appreciate the garden for what it is and what it has been, in the same way that the community has appreciated it and has been willing to sacrifice to keep it a community space.
My hopes and dreams are that we can keep the land, and what I want to be basically is just one of those persons that stays at the garden till I'm probably like 80 years old, like just viejito, and I dedicate all my time into this. That's what I want to do with PJ.
This goes out to saving all the bees.